You're watching the Community MMA.
With the Micah Reynolds. Getting into Dana White, who we have not talked about. I don't think his wife does anything they made up. The stocks thing, though, wow. Maybe some long-term consequences. So talking about Endeavor stock going down, they already said Dana White's slab league is going to be delayed. You know, whatever station that's on. This is what you see, right? I mean, it's crazy. I mean, yeah, there's a video out there of him doing this. No one condones it. But to make everybody else in the UFC or the slap league pay is utterly crazy. So we'll have to see how that plays out too. Mario H. Islam will win very easily. Volk was almost submitted by an American black belt. Imagine a Dagestani black belt straight up just destroying him, right? I mean, so yeah, it makes sense. I mean, again, we know from Khabib, now Islam, these Dagestani fighters, and I just watched a documentary on them last night. I mean, it's just crazy how hard they train and how much food they eat and how they take care of their bodies. And, you know, for them, it's a livelihood. It's not just like, let's get into camp and get back in shape. This is a livelihood for these guys. They live it every day. I mean, so anytime you go up against a Dagestani fighter, it's going to be a tough day, even if you do win. Naxu says, go watch the Adriano Martin fight. Early stoppage, one of the worst stoppages in UFC history. Funny, everyone thinks it's easy to KO Makhachev with a lucky punch. Alex will end up like Charles. Mark my words. Reem, keep it real raw, says, this is the stuff I don't like though. When Islam beats Volk, he was supposed to win. They aren't going to give Islam the same props as they would Volk. It's a David versus Goliath storyline. Although in this story, David picked the fight with Goliath. Yeah, good point there. Again, Reem, keep it real raw. And now you got Daniel Cormier coming out this late yesterday saying that this will be the biggest upset in UFC history if Volk wins. And Chael Sonnen said a couple days ago that it would not be an upset. So how I guess this comes down to everybody's opinion. In one way, it will be a huge upset because the people, like including myself, is not planning on that to happen. You know, it's like when Leon Edwards knocked out Kamaru Usman, we're like left in shock. You know, Usman was cruising to victory, having a tough fifth round, and then boom, the leg kick, it's over. So this will be a shocking situation just because going into it, no one's expecting it. Daryl Morris, I hate the rematch scenario. If you lose, you should have to win a fight, come back, and then fight for the title. And these guys not fighting for a year or once a year. You should have to fight 2 times a year at least to even be top 5, in my opinion. Big Khamzat fan here, by the way. Yeah, there's a lot of us Khamzat fans roaming around. Al Topo, Mike Topo, the voice of reason. I hear you. The UFC are dragging things out, thinking they are very smart when they're only messing things up. So, you know, when you get into Khamzat Chimaev, if you're a fan or you know of fans like myself and others, we get deeply upset that it's been 3 years and he still hasn't had a title shot yet. When he's just, other than Gilbert Burns, he's absolutely destroying everybody in quick fashion. I mean, not like 2-3 rounds, he's breaking opponents down. Like he's going in, he went in against Kevin Holland and beat him in like under 2 minutes. So, you know, what are we waiting for? This guy is clearly for real, and he's going to be even tougher in the middleweight division where people aren't planning that. We just been stuck seeing him fighting the welterweight. When he gets up to middleweight, the middleweight's not, it's not nearly as deep as the welterweight division. It should be very easy for him to take over that division.